You know, the best thing about living alone? I'm not wearing pants right now. And not a single soul can be like, Sierra, go put some pants on. Because who am I bothering? Nobody. This is a wonderful life. I love it here.
Let me tell y'all, you single girls, something. This is what living on your own is all about. I done clocked out. I got Miguel playing. Ranch water. My shrimp that I cooked myself, and ain't no nigga in my face asking me for second, third, or motherfucking fourth. This is all for me. So the next time you ask yourself, do I want to move in with my man? Hell no. Fuck.
Hi there, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, you're most welcome. And if you're my returning viewer, thank you so much for coming back. Today, we have another very interesting episode of single women saying that they are living the best of their lives. And because for generations, women were told only one thing, that happiness comes from marriage, and that fulfillment comes from a man, that being single is a problem that needs fixing. But today, the data, the stories, and the lived experiences are saying something different. Single women are not miserable. They are not lonely, and they are not waiting for anyone. And in fact, many of them are the happiest demographic in society. So we are going to watch these TikTok clips, understand what really makes these women say that they are happy being single. Then we shall react, and of course with your thoughts in the comments. And without wasting much time, hit that like button, subscribe. Let's watch this together, and I will catch up with you after these clips.
One of my favorite things about being single and living alone is taking a shower, doing my skincare, and then coming into my nice, clean, beautiful apartment, sitting on the couch, and getting ready to watch programs that I want to watch. When I tell you it is amazing, it is bliss. So what's your favorite thing about living alone and being single? Drop it in the comments.
Guys, name a better life. I'm at home right now, just got back from work, and I'm sitting on my bed, having fried chicken, watching Love is Blind. I'm disgusting, but I'm a happy girl, you know? I can do whatever I want. No one is checking in on me. No, like, I'm not worrying about anyone. I'm not stalking a guy's following list. Like, I'm not caring the guys like smoking up or drinking or getting... No, I just care about Love is Blind. And what is the next lamp that I should buy? What should I wear to work tomorrow? Don't let anyone convince you that this is not it. Let's all just calm the down. We're not running out of time, okay? We are happy. And I'm so fun. Actually, no, not even as a friend. Me alone in my house, like I'm literally talking to myself. There is no one around me, and it's quiet. And if today I decide I want to go to sleep at 9:30 p.m., I can. Why was I told that this is lonely and unhappy? Because holy shit, my brain sleeping.
Let's get into it. Let's talk about why marriage benefits men more than women. I would also encourage you to go look this up, because I'm just going to focus on one factor, but there's actually a lot. On average, married men make 10 to 24% more than unmarried men. Why do we suppose that is? Because they have their wife at home doing all of the unpaid emotional and domestic labor, which allows them to focus, work harder, and work longer. Now, let's assume that the wife also has a career, because that's how most households are nowadays. So you have both the husband and the wife working outside the home, but only one of them is doing the vast majority of the domestic labor. And it ain't the husband. So the wife is working all day and then coming home and working more. What does this lead to? Depression? Anxiety? Stress? That's a significant amount of pressure. And what's the result of all of this? The result is the ultimate benefit. Married men live longer than single men, but married women do not live longer than single women. Being a married woman cuts your life expectancy short.
Like, I'm sure having a boyfriend would be nice. I'm 28 and I'm very single. But it's a Thursday night. I'm sitting on my floor, just ordered egg drop soup, folding laundry, watching Married at First Sight, and then I'm gonna finish up some work and catch up on emails. I'm loving my life right now. I'm so happy. I love hanging out by myself. I love being alone. I love not having to worry about someone being in my space, or I don't have to worry about being touched right now. It's I don't know. Do you ever just feel so happy to be single? I know that I talk about it on my page a lot, dating and wanting to find a partner and all these things, but then I have these moments where I'm oh my gosh, I love this part of my life. this chapter is so fun, and it's so fun to be single, and I really feel like you just gotta date yourself more. Romanticize your nights at home alone eating Chinese food by yourself, because one day when you meet the guy and you have the family and
it's so easy to forget to be grateful. I'm just sitting in my empty apartment that I provide for myself, and I am just so grateful that I was given the opportunities to be able to live by myself, to provide for myself, to learn how to operate alone. And this isn't something obviously I want for the rest of my life. I want a relationship, I want a family, I want a husband, I want all those things. But to be able to know that I got that time to myself, we forget to cherish it. It's such a beautiful thing to know that you can provide everything in your home for yourself. I get to live in a wonderful community, in a safe place, in a safe home. That is so much to be grateful for. And I get the opportunity to provide it for myself. I think we forget how amazing of an experience that is. And we're trying to rush to get to the finish line. Enjoy this moment right now, because it's
18 reasons why I love not living with a man. I get the bed to myself every single night. No random piles of dirty laundry anywhere. In fact, way less laundry altogether. No one refusing to let me book a contractor to fix their unfinished home improvements. Absolutely no shouting allowed in my house whatsoever. I can eat what I want for every single meal. I can always watch what I want on TV. I can decorate my house exactly as I like it. No walking on eggshells and tiptoeing around someone's bad mood. If I put something down, it stays there. No one using every single utensil, pot, and ingredient in the entire house to make a meal and then leaving it all for me to clean up afterwards. No one waking me up with their snoring every night. No one constantly asking me where things are when they haven't even bothered trying to look for them. No one only showing me affection when they're trying to get laid. No pee on or around the toilet. Every item in my house has a home, and when it's used, it goes back there rather than just being left out. No one telling me off for buying fresh flowers because they're just gonna die anyway. I don't constantly have to entertain someone or explain why I might want a quiet hour to myself. Let me know if there are any that I should add to the list.
A huge perk of being single that I have realized is you can cook whatever the hell you want, eat whatever the hell you want, and clean up after yourself and have that just really be it. It's so uncomplicated. And right now I have my period. It is terrorizing me, and I don't have to take care of anybody else. I don't have a 3-year-old at my feet. I don't have a grown-ass 35-year-old or a 40-year-old man asking me what's for dinner. All I have to do is take this pizza, this burrata prosciutto arugula flatbread, the best from Trader Joe's, out, put it in the oven. I'm gonna sit down on my couch. I'm gonna put on the Grinch, and this is gonna be my dinner. And then afterwards, I will take my dog on a walk. I come back, I'll take an everything shower, I'll work on my painting, and I'll go to bed whenever I want to. I will have the whole bed to myself. Only one snoring in my bed will be my dog. I will have the thermostat set to whatever I want it to be. Then I will not wake up to somebody who has to get up before me and be the loudest person in the house. Take this as your reminder that being single is a blessing. And the only reason that you believe otherwise is because some old ass group of men essentially convinced us that if we were single, we would be miserable and we would have no purpose and we would hate our lives. I hate to be that feminist on the internet, but our patriarchal society and government wants girls to believe that living alone is literally the worst thing ever. You're unsafe. You will never have a fulfilling life. My flatbread are here to tell you otherwise.
Someone asked me yesterday if I want to get married in the future, and I said no. And they said, but when you get in a relationship, you want to live with that person. I said, no. Like, to be honest, no. And he goes, what do you mean? Like, everyone wants to live with someone. And I'm like, okay, here, let's talk about this, okay? Because people think I'm crazy. But I live alone, okay? And the peace that comes from living alone and not having to deal with anyone and being able to do my own thing, and my house is as messy as I want it or as clean as I want it, and I don't have to share the bathroom with anybody. That's a big one. I was talking to a friend yesterday, and he goes, I'm tired, come over and clean my house. And I said, excuse me, sir, I'm tired. I'm not gonna clean anything in my house. You got me fucked up thinking I'm gonna come over and clean your house. Hell no. And that's the thing. I get to do that. Do you see what I'm saying? So it's like, There's just so much peace, and I'm just in such a great place in my life where I'm just like, I don't want to disrupt that. You know what I mean? And ever since I was younger, I heard someone say, like, learning to be alone is beautiful, but it can also be dangerous because you don't want to let anybody into that space. And I'm just like, yeah, I get it, because I'm in such a happy and peaceful place in my life where, sure, if I meet someone, it's welcome. Love is welcome in my life, right? But I don't know that I want to live with anyone. Like, I love it here, and I don't want anybody to fuck that up. Am I the only one?
Here are some extremely underrated luxuries of being single, in no particular order and with little to no explanation. Number 1, my leftovers are always in the fridge. I never have to worry if somebody else ate them. Number 2, I go to bed every night in complete silence with my white noise and no one next to me snoring. It's amazing. Number 3, there's no one to tell me what they want to watch, and if it's some really violent, probably war, some random ass sports type shit, I never have to worry about that. I watch what I want, when I want, for how long I want. Number 4, and this should have been higher on the list, my fitted sheet stays on my mattress. I don't know what men do in their sleep. They're literally fighting demons. They're in WW3 when they sleep, but that fitted sheet never stays on their bed. It's crazy, and I don't have to worry about that. Number 5, I never have to worry where any of my stuff is or if it's been moved. It's always exactly where I left it. To piggyback on 5, 6, I never have somebody asking me where something is, and it's literally right in front of their face. Number 7, I never have somebody asking me when I'll be home. I can take my time on my errands, and I don't have to answer to anybody. Number 8, I can rip ass in peace. So underrated. Number 9, I can take a shower without somebody walking in and saying, "Can I join you?" No, you cannot. Number 9, I don't have anybody using the last of any of my products, like toothpaste or mouthwash. If it's about to be done, I know about it, and someone's not using the last little bit. And number 10, my absolute favorite, I do not have to worry where anybody is or what they're doing or who they're doing it with. I don't have to worry about that. And the mental load that I do not have because of that, I thank God for every single day. And there you go. 10 underrated luxuries of being single.
I am so happy day after Thanksgiving because I don't have a husband anymore. I feel bad saying it, but this is so peaceful. I have music on and a candle. I'm going to have soup for lunch, and it's simple, and I don't have to cook for anyone else. And I'm in my robe, and I'm cozy, and I'm getting things done, like bills and papers and emails, but I'm still in my robe, and no one's saying, "Don't you think you should get dressed? Don't you think you should do this? Don't you think you should do that?" No, I don't. And I'm having a lovely day all by my peaceful self.
I'm not pro-divorce, but I'm just saying, my divorce was the catalyst to my happiness. My divorce opened the doors to my freedom. My divorce allowed me to stop living a mediocre lifestyle and actually create the life that I'd always dreamed that I would have while I was married. So for me, divorce, while it was the most devastating part of my life, ended up being the biggest blessing for my life.
Why aren't you dating? Get back out there. Find your person. I'm good. These are the 3 reasons that I choose to remain single after a 22-year marriage ended. The first one is that I do not want physical intimacy. In my mind, it's awesome. In reality, it's a huge disappointment. When you're young and the men have still got it, they just brag about how great they are, but they can't actually deliver, and you're under constant attack. In my own home, I was being hunted. Constant groping, constant fondling, and if you say something, it just hurts their fragile ego. They take it as rejection. It becomes this whole thing. And then when you're in your 40s and beyond, you're dealing with ED, STDs, popcorn addiction, and other weird stuff. I really should have been a nun. I mean, look how great I look in that habit. The second reason is that I'm my best version of myself when I'm single. When I'm in a relationship, I hate myself. I'm depressed. I'm sad. I lack motivation. I just don't like me. Versus when I'm single, I feel like I'm on top of the world. I'm thriving. I'm laser focused. I'm accomplishing things that I just can't do when I'm in a relationship. I love me. And the third reason is that I want to be of service to as many people as possible versus being a slave to one person. You've had a death in the family, I can be there for you. You've just had a baby, I can bring you a casserole. You need a volunteer? Pick me. I can say yes to helping so many different people and organizations, and I can't do that when I'm in a relationship. This life is not for everyone, but my gosh, I was born for it.
One thing I would advise any single person to do is to live alone, at least for a while before you get married. Living alone opens you up to so many realities. You think you know what life is when you're living with your parents or with your friends or with people. Trust me, you've not scratched the surface. Live alone and then you learn some very vital, important things about yourself. One thing living alone has helped me to truly understand is myself. Like, I know myself from a different perspective. There were certain things that I would ordinarily have said, oh, I'm not that kind of person. But living alone has helped me see that, well, I am that kind of person. Work on it, you know, because there's no one to prove anything to when you're living by yourself. It's just you, right? Have you lived alone if you're a single person? Or if you're married, did you live alone for a while before you got married? And were there some perks? Like, were there some things that you feel like, oh, I'm glad I developed this before I got married, and I wouldn't have been able to do this had I not lived alone? It can be tiresome. It is very tiresome. To be honest, lifting heavy things when you live alone is annoying. Having to do everything by yourself, having to carry all the load, having to pay all the bills, having to do everything. Oh my God, it's exhausting. I know. And I'm in that phase right now. But one thing I'm really grateful for is the opportunity to learn. What has living alone been like for you? Love you, and see you in my next one.
I do love being musty in peace. And just to add on to that, bitch, I be bald head under here. I like going home and taking that wig off and being naked, musty, and bald head. Bitch, I'm the trio. Soon as you live with a man, all that shit go out the window. Now you walking around in lingerie, showering 2 times a day, brushing your teeth 3 times a day after every meal. Sometimes, bitch, I don't want to do that. I'm tired of performing. Sometimes I want to sit in my bed for 3 days straight and not do nothing and stink, okay? And sleep with my food in the bed with me, bitch. Bitch, I can't fart with a man. I don't care what you bitches. Oh, I fart around I can't fart with a nigga next to me. Okay, I'm sorry. Sometimes I like to crop dust. Me and my homegirl, one time we got on the phone. I was like, I ain't showering 3 days. She was like, I ain't showering 2. I was like, my bitch. It's like something healing in your soul as a woman to just bask in your own everything. And then you go around a man and the man don't ever know. He would never know. Y'all, we united. In funk we trust.
I might just be the luckiest girl, you know. Whew, that's a little burp. I just finished eating. I have chosen not to have children or a husband in this lifetime. And many of my friends are like, oh, you're so lucky. You got to do whatever you wanted to do. Oh, you're so lucky, blah, blah, blah. It's not luck. It's got nothing to do with it. I chose what I was going to do and then figured it out. I just figured it out. And you can do the same. But here I am. I'm entering my advanced years. I'm going to be 63 in January. I don't have a shitload of money. I got to figure out what it's going to look like. I don't have family. I can't depend on just random friends to take care of me, right? I got to have a plan. And so I've been thinking about it for a long time. And what I'm really realizing is there are other women in similar situations just like me. And together we can help each other out. I've had a fantasy for many years of having a tiny house community with maybe 6 or 8 or 10 women who all have their own tiny house, and we have shared space and we help each other age. That to me would be great because I want to have my own space. I don't want to be living like a lot of people. So I'm calling it the Golden Girls 2025 version of making it work, figuring out how I'm going to make it work for myself. And so I am hoping that this space can become a space to start that conversation. So I invite any of you who are listening and looking in. We're not here to criticize why I didn't do what everybody else did. I just made choices that were for me, and it's good. And I continue to support people that make choices for themselves as well. But let's start a conversation in the comments here about what's your plan? I mean, I look like I'm rich. I got rich friends. I'm just at their house. This is not my shit, trust me. I just have very generous friends who let me stay at their house when they travel. Anyway, I got to put a plan together, and a tiny house community has always been something I've been thinking about. I don't want to live anywhere cold. There's a lot that comes with doing that, but what's your plan? What's your plan if you're like me, aging, got no family, no kids, not sure what you want to do? Tell me in the comments what you're going to do, and let's see if we can't find some way to get the conversation growing and maybe help each other out, because I think together we can make it happen. I am getting tired of hanging from the branch by myself, and I am ready to start creating a community of women, like-minded women, who still want to live, still want to work hard, play hard, and make shit happen. So put down what you're thinking in the comments, and let's get the conversation going. Peace out. Love you.
I got divorced at 53 years old after an 18-year marriage. And there have been plenty of times post-divorce where I've kind of lamented the fact that I spent so many years in a bad marriage. Why didn't I get a divorce sooner? I wish I was younger when I got the divorce. Now I'm realizing that at 53 years old, this was the perfect time for me to have gotten a divorce. Because at 53, I am no longer the focus of male attention. And because I'm no longer the focus of male attention, I'm no longer seeking male validation. When I was a teenage girl and I started getting attention from boys and men, I kind of found myself on this hamster wheel of wanting attention because the attention made me feel good. It made me feel pretty. It made me feel smart. It made me feel confident in myself. It was just a very slippery slope from receiving attention to actively seeking male validation. What a man thought about me mattered, because eventually it was going to lead to a man choosing me to be his wife. And once I was chosen as a wife, I could relax. I could just finally be myself because I was going to have this man who loved me and accepted me for who I truly was. But once I got into an actual marriage, I found out I was still on that hamster wheel. I was still seeking attention from my husband, seeking his validation, seeking his time. It just never ended. Now that I'm divorced and I'm 53 years old and I'm no longer receiving the attention from men that I used to get, I feel like the world looks different. I feel like I can make decisions with a clear mind because the only person that I'm thinking about is myself. I'm not thinking about what a man wants from me, what a man needs from me. And that goes for big decisions to even small decisions about what I wear or how I do my hair. I'm just doing everything for myself. And there's just a freedom in that. If I had gotten divorced earlier, even when I was in my early 40s, I don't know if I would have been able to be in this space right now. I think I still might have been in the place of seeking male attention and male validation. I would have gotten myself into the same trap. So yeah, I'm grateful that it happened when it happened, because it happened at the time that was perfect for me. And now I get to live a life for me.
If you are able to make it this far, thank you so much. So there we hear women saying that they have found peace being single, peace of mind, peace in their homes, and peace in their bodies. So that means that many women don't fear being alone. They just fear being emotionally exhausted. And yeah, this is common in many relationships. Women carry the invisible workload, which includes managing emotions, remembering the birthdays, their bills, schedules, fixing communication, and trying to make the relationships work. Yeah, so when they leave such relationships, something of course good happens to their nervous system. It gets relaxed. Their sleep also improves. You find that anxiety decreases, which means that being single doesn't drain them. Instead, it restores them. Some are saying that marriage benefits men more than the women, and this is where things get uncomfortable. Research shows that married men live longer. Married men also report a higher percentage of happiness, and married men are healthier. While on the other hand, married women, they often report more stress, especially when household labor is unequal. Then, of course, their emotional needs are unmet also sometimes. So when a woman walks out of that relationship that gives her more work than joy, of course, it doesn't mean that she's failing. It just means that she's protecting herself, and therefore being single becomes more healthier to her than being married. Then, of course, most of them are sharing that autonomy equals happiness. They have freedom in everything they do. They don't need to share their time with someone else. They have all the time to themselves. They don't need to be questioned or to feel guilty when they are spending their own money. Their routines are theirs. They don't need to forego something just because of another person. They plan for their own futures, or they live in their own future. Yeah, so they don't have to negotiate with their dreams or their goals. They don't have to shrink. They don't have to explain why they want more of anything. They can travel without anyone questioning them. They can change careers easily. If you are working like in one country, you have opportunities to look for work outside your country, and that means that you are so free and flexible to go to another country or another place just for work. You're not limited like a person who has a family. They can also decide when to work and not when to work, and they can say, of course, no to something without any guilt. So autonomy is the strongest predictor of happiness. And of course, many of these single women have a lot of autonomy. They are also done with just settling for anyone. Many women are not avoiding relationships, they are just avoiding the bad ones. You've heard of those single women who are taking their time. They don't want to rush because they don't want to make the wrong choices. Yeah, maybe because they have watched other women who ended up in bad relationships or with the wrong men, and they saw how their lives were, or how their relationships did not work out. For example, getting someone who is emotionally unavailable, weaponized incompetence, a cheater, a person who puts in the bare minimum effort, then a man who will turn you into a caretaker instead of a partner, and they have decided that they would rather be single than slowly disappear in a relationship. So singleness does not mean loneliness. It just means that someone is settling in. You have heard of those young ladies who are saying that for them they don't want to rush, they first want to live alone, experience what being alone or single means, like to get to know themselves, to build themselves, to build their careers before they get into serious relationships. And this is a good one. In fact, I think it's a good idea if every young woman first experienced living alone for some time before they get into marriages. Don't rush. You will not regret, because many women who rushed into marriage later on realized that they didn't have that time of being alone, of staying single, and when they divorce, they feel like they are covering up for the missed time. But I'm not against marriage. Everyone should at least have to experience what marriage is, I think. Get married, have a taste of it. If it works out for you, well and good. If it doesn't work out, at least you will have what? Have tasted it and tried and seen, not completely avoiding it. Sometimes marriages can be very enjoyable and satisfying, and you never know, you might be among the lucky women who will get the best partner in your life and enjoy your marriage. So single women aren't happier just because relationships are bad. They are happier because they no longer choose relationships that cost them their health, identity, or peace. A healthy relationship can absolutely increase your happiness, but an unhealthy relationship will always take more than it gives. And of course, modern women finally have the freedom to say, I choose myself. And with that, I will end this video right here. Don't forget to put your thoughts in the comments. Hit that like button, subscribe if you're new here, and let's catch up in the next video.